Are you ready? Check your reality.
The comments and opinions of this program may be considered offensive. Viewer discretion is advised. Uncommon Sense is now available for your listening convenience on Anchor.fm. Anchor allows our podcast to be available on more platforms. Click a link in the description below to connect to your favorite listening app and stream Uncommon Sense today. Thank you for your listening and supporting our show. If you haven't already, hit subscribe and lay a smackdown on that notification bell to get notified anytime we post new content. Thanks again from your hosts at Uncommon Sense. Welcome to Uncommon Sense. I am Billy.
I am Butch.
We're very informal.
I have years of experience of being informed, and one of the things I was taught back in school is current events. You have to stay up to date with current events. I don't know if they still teach that.
I don't know if they do or not, because
Did you have something like that?
When I was in early high school? Because I remember still doing current event stuff
Right.
in junior high,
Yeah.
but not as much later.
I had
Now
Right.
there's so much crap they flood you with that it's hard to keep up on what an actual current event is. That's why we talk about
Yeah, that's
Nicki
our
Minaj
first.
and Cardi B.
Yeah, that's our first topic of the evening is Nicki Minaj, Cardi B. How come I haven't got a marriage proposal yet? But
But what gets me is why are we talking about that?
right.
It flooded my YouTube yesterday. Who
And
cares?
It
that-
flooded my
that,
YouTube. It flooded my Facebook.
Yeah, and who cares that Nicki Minaj wants to have her own opinion and do her own research? Good for her.
Yeah, she's a
I
free
applaud
thinker.
her.
Yeah.
And whether or not she's an acting part of the blah blah blah, but you're allowing her to distract you from any actual important news.
Oh, let's see what's really important that happened recently. Oh, that's right, the Afghanistan debacle.
Or the commotion that's going on around General Milley right now.
Yes, on General
You
Milley.
just showed me that a little bit ago.
Yes.
I'd heard something about it, but I hadn't heard what was going on. Just that there's that back and forth banter.
Right.
going
Some
on right now.
websites are saying that Milley never stated that, and it never happened. However.
Yeah, well, some websites claimed that Hillary Clinton never hid all of her emails either,
Right. Yeah.
and Epstein didn't kill himself. But they want us to forget stuff like Epstein and Weinstein and what happened with the Clintons and
Right.
Podesta and all that
Yeah,
nonsense. They want us to
Pizzagate.
forget that stuff.
Yeah.
It's just folklore or
Yeah.
some nonsense. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, that just doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Well, how come you have these particular symbols all over the place? You child-loving.
And has anybody done any of their own research on what those symbols mean in an FBI database?
Yeah.
Or what certain words mean
Yeah.
in an FBI database?
Yeah.
The weird food-related things that they
Put
use
on
to
the menu.
encode shit.
Yeah.
It's effed, bro.
Yeah. People out there, they get distracted easily.
Mhm.
They go, oh, okay, look, shiny over here. I'll look at this one for a while.
I'll warn
Or-
you,
yes.
that is one scary, trippy rabbit hole.
Yes.
So, proceed with caution and for educational purposes only.
Yes, for educational purposes only. Have to declare that. So that way we are a educational platform. We can educate, open up minds, let people know that they are not alone, that even though we are the commoners, we outnumber them 1,000,000 to 1. But let's get back to Milley. General Milley actually stated in his book, quote, Peril, a book by the Washington Post Bob Woodward and Robert Costa, which reported that Milley told his Chinese counterpart before the presidential election last year that he would warn him beforehand of any attack by the U.S. U.S. intelligence agencies at the time warned that Chinese military officials were concerned Trump might launch an attack to bolster his campaign, according to the book. For the record, I never even thought of attacking China, and China knows that, Trump said in his statement.
In fact, if we go back and remember, I watched a lot of Trump stuff in 2020,
Oh, yeah.
dude, let me tell you. And if you go back, he never said he was going to bomb China
Or launch an attack towards
or
China.
anything like that. He stated that if China did anything, they'd have it coming.
Yeah.
Not in those words, but something
Well,
to that effect a few times.
right.
But not that he would do anything to them, but if they were to come at us, they would have hell to pay,
Right.
basically. And he was trying to get their influence out of everything.
Right. Because China was trying to interfere when they were over in South Korea doing war games with, and South Korea is an ally of the United States. So they were doing war games, practice war games. That's all they do. They're in their own airspace. They don't violate anybody else's airspace. However, North Korea, on multiple occasions in the past, has been trying to openly declare war on the United States by saying, "Oh, you're playing, they're flying my airspace." Oh, no. Don't think so there.
And I'm not like one of those that's Trump or bust type.
No.
But yeah, I voted for him. And yeah, I definitely think he would have been a better president than the one we got now.
Oh, yeah. I
Especially
voted
after
for him,
everything
too.
he did that was positive.
I voted for him twice.
Yeah. See,
First
I
in
only-
2016 and
when he voted-
2020.
Or when he ran in 2016.
Mm.
My life was crazy in 2016. That was like the first year I didn't vote. I honestly, at that point, I was like, this is just a pup show.
Right.
You know, the one with the most money wins. Woohoo.
Yeah.
Donald Trump's going to win. And that's what I said.
Right.
And everybody's like, no, he's not. Hillary's going to win. I'm like, no, Hillary's not.
No.
Too many people know how corrupt Hillary is. And I hadn't even heard about the emails yet because that's how messed up my life was at the time.
Wow.
Not messed up, but it was chaotic. That said, I felt like it was all theatrics at that point. Like, why even go put my vote in for something that,
The outcome has already been predetermined.
the outcome's already done. So what is my vote really doing? And I hadn't done enough research on him to have faith in him yet. You know, I was like, that's cool, but what does that do for me? I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
what was the point of me voting that year? That's how I felt.
Right. I'm sure
And then,
there's
again,
more
that
that
said-
felt that same way.
Here we are, 2020. The world's gone to shit, and I'm like, okay, what is going on? What the hell have I missed? I hadn't heard half of this crap about like the transgenders or like the transgenders in sports and crap like that. I was like, wait, what? This was like 2 years ago? Where the hell have I been? I work too much.
Yeah. Well, they figure if they work us a lot and we want a life, if we work 8 hours a day, that's 1/3 of the day. But you're not actually working that 8 hours a day because you have to figure in travel time. So you're working about 9 to 9.5, 10, sometimes
Depending
10.
on where you live, just
Depending
travel
on where
time.
you live. Yeah. So, and the commute.
And for me, for a while, I was walking to work, so that was some time taken away. But yeah, I mean, if they have you working half to 2/3 of the day, which for me would happen sometimes,
Right.
I've worked days like that, 14-hour days, But if you're distracted by that alone, which most of us are because we have to be.
Right. We have to be focused on our jobs.
And it's not in a positive way. It's not like, we're working the land and doing something good for ourselves and for our family and sustaining our own.
No.
No, we're working for Mr. Corporate Guy. We're making his money for him so we can get paid pennies
So we could get.
and we get the small end of the bargain. So when we're distracted with that, when we go in to see what's on the news, we get whatever they give us. And it's just nonsense. It's nothing real.
Yeah.
It's just stuff that either irritates you or,
Get you upset.
yeah.
Get your
And
blood
then once in a
boiling.
while they'll throw in one that's like, oh, look,
Here's
this-
a good fielder story.
yeah, this guy saved a puppy.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah, this puppy saved this drowning man, and they became adopted after that.
Something, yeah.
Yeah.
Some kind of heartfelt story.
Yeah, and the adopted dad gave him to
And
his
there's
son
like
who was
10
dying,
seconds of-
had brain cancer and was dying. But since the puppy came into his life, the kid has recovered fully and the cancer is gone.
Yeah, some kind of immaculate story. Alongside all of the stuff that irritates you or, reminds you that the world is evil.
I say, and
Everyone should be just living in fear and
I've said this in
paranoia.
a previous episode, but I'll say it again. Read a book.
Hashtag read a book. So what are the important events happening?
The important events that are happening, besides General Milley, and that some people are calling for him to be tried for treason.
Which, frankly, if you read through it, and I mean that one was what NSNBC or whatever.
Right. And if you go over to another site, which one was that? That was Vanity Fair. Vanity Fair.
Yeah, it says Trump wants General Milley charged with treason for making him look stupid. Your title is stupid.
Your title is very opinionated.
It sounds like you're butthurt about something.
Are you trying to influence others with that statement? Why don't you just say Trump mentioned that General Milley should be charged with treason?
You know what else gets me
That
is
for
Trump
making
wasn't
him
the
look
only
stupid,
one that
you
said
said.
he wasn't the only one that said General Milley's actions and statements were treasonous, but he's the one they're going to focus on because they're all obsessed with Trump. I'm telling you, dude, Pelosi is in love with that man.
Oh, she is.
Have you seen some of the shots of like them shaking hands and stuff like
Right.
that? The way she looks at him is
Oh,
like
yeah.
a schoolgirl meeting her favorite
Idol.
actor or something.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, the
all
one she,
dreamy-eyed and
the one she used to rub one out to on the, while watching or listening to one of his records or albums. And, oh my God, he can sing that voice to me all night long. I'm so Twitter baited.
okay, you're done.
I'm done. So yeah, Vanity Fair, they're throwing their own opinions out there. They're trying to influence your thoughts when they make statements
They
like
couldn't
that.
just state
The facts.
General Milley, or they couldn't just state Trump believes General Milley should be charged with treason, and then state the facts about that.
Right.
They really want to talk about Trump and what his opinion was, then tell us what Trump's opinion was, not what yours is, you know?
Right.
I don't want to know your opinion about Trump's opinion. I just want to know what happened. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he's not the only one that said it, so why don't you mention a few other people that said the same thing?
Exactly. They won't do
Why
that.
don't you write a real story, like
Oh.
how on C-SPAN, Ted Cruz went off on this tangent. I know there's a lot of people out there that don't like Ted Cruz, but your opinion of Ted Cruz set aside, he went off on this tangent about the child trafficking that's going on.
From the influx of
Yes, the
Afghanistan
Afghans
refugees
that are taking child wives,
and brides.
and nothing's being done about this.
Yeah.
Why?
Nothing's being done.
So why isn't Vanity Fair writing an article about that?
Oh, because it doesn't fit their narrative. Oh, that's too sad
Because
of a
it's
story.
not focusing on why
Trump.
they think Trump is stupid. We're not going to talk about, what did Rose McGowan recently say on Tucker Carlson about, the Epstein and Weinstein debacles and shit, and how the whole Democratic Party and the Clinton administration were covering it all up.
Yeah.
They want us to forget about that.
No. They
I think
want us
that's my goal
to,
in life, is
but we're
remind
not.
people of everything the infamous they want you to forget. Why do they want you to forget it? Why are they distracting you with Cardi B and Nicki Minaj?
Right. It's an old magician's trick. It's to fool you. These are nothing but snake oil salesmen in business suits.
And what gets me too is that, the conservative influencers that we watch on YouTube and Instagram, what are they talking about?
Oh, yeah.
Nicki Minaj. Why?
Yeah.
Why? You're just feeding
The frenzy
you're
of
just,
it.
yeah, you're just fueling the fire over here.
Yeah.
You're not saying anything actually important,
Yeah, you're more of a parrot than anything. Open up your mind.
Ah!
Say something intelligent. That's all we ask. Anything intelligent will be responded to. Anything creatively assaulting will be responded to as well.
Whether or not we ever become influencers matters very little to me. But if I was to influence anyone to do anything, it's to think for yourself, to question everything.
Yeah.
And once you've researched all of your questions, question it all again.
And don't look at history one-sided. That's racist.
It is.
It is. Hold on, I gotta open a beer.
That was my beer.
Is that your beer?
No.
Damn it, Billy!
I got Pepsi.
I wish I could
Billy's
do
being
that
good
voice.
today.
No, it's great.
For real though, they want us to forget certain things.
Right. They want to distract us. Question this. If you're going to question anything this week, question what are they distracting me from?
That's a question I ask myself all the time.
Right. That's a question you should ask yourself this week. And with that, I don't think there's any more to discuss. Not today.
No, really, I think that's basically it. Although, China.
And with that, have a good night.
China.
You ain't my pimp.
Damn it, Billy. Give me back my liquor.